You can't really tell as you look around me here in Rome that anything special is going on. A lot of tourists here, traffic is as normal, a little bit chaotic, but there is something special. It's called the Synod of Bishops. It's by the Pope's invitation that 270 cardinals and bishops have come to Rome to speak about the issue of the family. Many other people are also involved in this process, but it's the bishops in particular who are discussing with the Pope the mission and vocation of the family in the church and in the modern world. Now, synod itself means walking together. I want to take you over to the synod hall. Let's walk together so I can show you a little bit more of what they're talking about. Come on with me. So this whole synod process actually started 2 years ago when questionnaires were sent out by the Vatican to dioceses, bishops' conferences, religious congregations, experts in the world to get an idea of what the real situation of families was in the church and in the world today. Now, based on the responses to those questionnaires, they came up with a document that guided last year's synod. That was the synod, the Extraordinary Synod on the family that took place for 2 weeks last October. Bishops from the world, the cardinals, all spoke with the Holy Father. They came up with the final document from the synod last year. That document was used with further questionnaires that were sent out to the world, responses to the Vatican, to come up with a document called the Instrumentum Laboris. That's this one here. It's a working document. It sets the guidelines for what's being spoken about within the synod right now. So we're going to actually go outside the synod and I'll get into a little bit of the content of this and how they're talking about it, and also what we can expect to come from this synod. Come on. So here we are just outside the Synod Hall. This is actually the Paul VI Audience Hall, where usually the general audiences are held in the winter time. Up on the second floor is what they call the New Synod Hall, which is where all of these synod participants are joining to speak about this document. It's divided up into 3 parts. The first part is the situation, the real situation, the current situation of the family in the world today and how the church reaches out to them. The second part is dedicated to church teaching, writings on what the family is, the Bible teaching as well on how the family was founded, the Holy Family, what we can learn from the family, how it's indissoluble as well, the sacramental bond that is made between man and woman, man and wife at marriage. And then the third part, which is dedicated to how the church reaches out to families concretely in the world. Now, bishops and cardinals have chosen, based on the information in this document, themes that they want to speak about. So during the 3 weeks of this synod, they speak in what are called interventi. They have 3 minutes to speak about specific topics that come up, which could be anything from their countries, from poverty and how that affects the family, war. Could be also situations like divorced and remarried Catholics receiving communion, which has gotten so much attention. How the church reaches out to people with same-sex attraction. Also situations like immigration and how that affects the family. The language of the church as it reaches out to people in the world to speak about different issues. All of these things are in here. Now, after those interventi are made, those small speeches in the General Assembly with all of the synod participants there, they break into small discussion groups, divided up by language. There are 13 different groups, divided by 5 different languages. 4 of those groups are for English. These English participants come from all over the planet. Could be people from Korea, from Australia, from even parts of Oceania, North America, Europe, Eastern Europe. Now, all of these people are coming up with concrete proposals for change to this document so they can give the Pope the best idea of what they think should be done with the family today. And all of that goes to the Holy Father, and that's how a synod closes. It's up to the Pope to make any final decisions as to whether or not a document will come out, but usually as a result of a synod, a document called an apostolic exhortation is sent out by the Pope to the world, to the bishops, to the faithful, to invite them to approach in a new way what has been talked about. So in this case, it's the family, and we can expect some sort of guidelines from the Pope, some sort of teaching in which he lets the world and the church know how he would like all of us to proceed in welcoming families and addressing the challenges that face families, especially Christian families, Catholic families in the world today. Here from Rome, Alan Holdren, Catholic News Agency, EWTN News.